Why is working with a fiduciary important for you? To add some context to this video, I want to tell a story about the first time I purchased a vehicle. It's a rather intimidating experience for me leading into it, but with sound advice and knowing I had a partner to help me make decisions, I was able to mitigate a lot of my preconceived concerns. So, several years ago, I bought a Jeep Grand Cherokee from Jim Manning Dodge. I did a lot of research on what vehicle I wanted and why I wanted it. It was important for me that I bought it used because I thought that made the most sense for my financial situation at the time. I also wanted to have it financed so that I could build up some credit history and also take advantage of cheap money. The evening before I took the vehicle out for a test drive, I texted the owner of the dealership a picture of the vehicle and I just asked him for his thoughts. Response was simple and read something along the lines of, "I sold it new, always been serviced by the dealership, arguably one of the straightest used cars you could buy." This response helped mitigate a lot of concerns I had towards the idea of buying a used vehicle, a car that I didn't know much about the history on, and I didn't know where it came from. Once we finished the initial test drive, I sat down with the owner of the dealership. I explained that I wanted to have the car financed and why. Mind you, I had never pulled out a loan on anything leading to this point. I didn't know how this would be facilitated, and I certainly didn't know what was going to be in my best interest versus what wouldn't be. We determined that it'd make the most amount of sense for my mom to co-sign on the loan, because I really didn't have any credit history, and by having her on the loan, it would help reduce the rate that I would have to pay. The whole next day, the owner of the dealership called around to different lenders, explained my situation, that I was credit worthy, however, I just didn't have any credit history. I was a young individual, had never taken a loan out on anything, and truly went to bat for me. I will never forget this experience from beginning to end, knowing that I truly had somebody working in my best interest. So why is working with a fiduciary so important for you? To start, what is a fiduciary? A fiduciary is an individual or an entity legally bounded to work in the best interest of the clients they serve, and not in themselves. They are required to eliminate any conflicts of interest. So why would the owner of the dealership that didn't have to function as a fiduciary work in my best interest? Well, because that was a core value of their business model. How is it different working with a financial advisor that serves as a fiduciary versus a financial professional that serves as a broker? For one, their compensation structure is completely different. The financial advisor that serves as a fiduciary charges a fee for the services they render. For example, if I have a client with $1 million portfolio and I'm charging 1%, I'm making $10,000 a year on that client's portfolio. If that account grows to $1.1 million, I'm now making $11,000 a year. But if that account drops down to $900,000, I'm only making $9,000 a year, creating a natural incentive for me to grow my client's assets. However, the financial professional functioning as a broker charges a commission on any transactions that happen in the client's account. They're only required to understand what's a suitable investment for the client and really don't have to do what's in the best interest of the client. The commission is a much larger amount than the annual fee that the advisor's charging, and it could take a number of years for the advisor to make as much money as it took that one broker to do in 1 year. But the advisor's business model is to align on the same side of the table as the clients that they serve. If we revisit my story about the first time I purchased a vehicle, suitability would have been, I wanted a gray car, I wanted to sit a little higher on the road, and I wanted a certain set of features that the car came with. The owner of the dealership could have seen that this is a suitable car for Theron and didn't need to go through those great lengths to determine what was in my best interest. That's the difference between working with a financial advisor that's going to serve in your best interest, whose compensation is directly correlated to the performance of your portfolio, versus a broker who's going to get paid regardless of the performance in your account. I guess my encouragement to you is find yourself somebody that's going to partner with you, somebody that's going to sit on the same side of the table, whose interests are aligned with yours and are truly going to advise you on what's in your best interest, not what's going to result in the greatest payday today.